Welcome back and welcome to our weekly edition of All Things Women in Sports. We begin this week with your brand new NCAA champions. The UCLA Bruins made history this weekend. On Sunday, they defeated the South Carolina Gamecocks 79-51. In fact, the Bruins never trailed, and their 28-point win is the third largest margin of victory in championship game history. Get this, all 5 of UCLA's starters are seniors, and on Sunday, they all scored in the double digits. In fact, these seniors scored all of UCLA's points in the final 2 games of the season. This is the school's first ever women's basketball NCAA championship, and it's also the first time a Big Ten school has become the women's champion since 1999. And all season long, the team was being led by that woman right there. Veteran forward Lauren Betts was named the tournament's most outstanding player after the win. And just a few weeks ago, she became the first Big Ten player to be named Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season. Now she's heading off to the WNBA draft, which is happening this Monday. But a lot of the attention from this weekend was on the end to a semifinal game. When South Carolina handed UConn their first loss of the season, there was a heated exchange between the 2 legendary head coaches. In a mid-game interview with ESPN, UConn head coach Gina Orima slammed the refs and even called out South Carolina coach Dawn Staley for her so-called rants and raves on the sideline. Then as the game ended, the 2, right there you can see, had to be separated after a fiery exchange of words. Now, just a few hours ago, Dawn posted this statement to X. It says, "With the season behind us, it's time to move forward from how the game against UConn ended." She went on to write that she has a great deal of respect for Gino and that one moment does not define a career. Dawn ended by asking everyone to turn the page and refocus on elevating the game. Quote, "That's always been my mission and it's not changing." But it was a slightly different approach from the statement Gino posted to X on Saturday night, where he apologized to the staff and the team at South Carolina, but did not mention Dawn by name. He wrote his reaction was uncalled for and the story should be how well South Carolina played. Quote, "I sincerely want to apologize to them." And across college basketball, now that champions have been crowned, the attention turns to the transfer portal, which is open until April 20th. And at the top of the early portal rankings is Iowa State center Audie Crooks. She's the nation's 2nd leading scorer, and she's one of 10 total Cyclones that are now in the portal, which is a reality a lot of coaches and players are now facing. I mean, take Tennessee. All 8 returning players have entered the transfer portal. Plus, the Vols' top recruit, Olivia Edwards, decommitted, which leaves Coach Kim Caldwell just one incoming player going into this next season. And you know, that kind of almost mirrors the situation happening in the WNBA right now, as the league has 100 unrestricted free agents all navigating free agency right now. And this is all happening under the brand new collective bargaining agreement, which significantly raises WNBA salaries. Already, the Chicago Sky traded 2-time WNBA All-Star Angel Reese to the Atlanta Dream in exchange for future draft capital. So the official free agency negotiation period begins tomorrow and will continue for just 3 days. And we'll see where the dust settles once it's all done. All right, closer to home, we have 3 local ladies nominated for this week's Midwest Technical Institute Score Standout. First up, we got Stella Smith from Geneseo. Check it out. She scored the game-winning penalty kick in a game against Moline. Oh, I love to see the celebrations. So pull out your phones. If you have your phone handy, scan this QR code and it'll take you directly to the page where you can vote for any of this week's nominees. Joining Stella is Emily Black of Rockbridge, who went 3 for 4 with 5 RBIs and 2 home runs, and Gianna Vance from Sterling Newman, who had a complete game 2-hitter with 9 strikeouts, 2 hits, and 3 RBIs at the plate. You can also always find the link to vote on our website, WQAD.com, and you have until tomorrow at noon to cast your vote. Each week's winner is featured on Off the Cuff. And that'll do it for this week's edition of Women in Sports.